How we doing, guys?
Good. Can we start with Dak again, and would he be able to do anything today, or kind of follow the same script he has?
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty similar to what he's done. He was involved in the walkthrough this morning, and probably will be limited in practice if he does anything at all.
What did he do yesterday when you did actually practice?
He was not involved in any of the team stuff.
Is it disconcerting that you're following the same regimen given the performance the other day in that circumstance?
Yeah, you deal with injuries all the time, and you try your best to get guys prepared and ready to go. We have a number of injuries on our team that we manage throughout the week to get them to play their best football on Sunday. So that's just the nature of the deal, and you try your best to make your best decisions as a training staff, coaching staff, and with the players' input. So we'll just handle it that way today.
Is there any way to know if inactivity from last week or rust impacted his play? Can you measure that?
Yeah, again, I don't want to get into that discussion. Here's where we are, and he's handled it great. He's as tough as they come, as physically tough and as mentally tough, and trust me, we bet on this guy.
Is he getting better?
I think he's progressing, yeah.
Lawrence, will he do anything for you today?
Probably won't do much.
What about Tyron?
Probably won't do much.
Joe Thomas.
Joe probably won't do much.
Motivationally, is it hard to convince these guys to give it what you need to, that they can still make the playoffs, that's a reasonable possible outcome?
One of the things we talk about all the time is controlling what you can control. And that's what it's a huge point of emphasis for us every day, focus on us and what we need to do each day to be our best as players, coaches, and a football team. So it just follows that same script. Come in here and control what we can control, do what we need to do today to prepare to play our best on Sundays.
It's been a long time since you faced Washington. In what ways have they changed since the last time you met them?
Oh, I think they've probably evolved a lot. They've had a lot of different personnel changes over the course of the year. On both sides of the ball and in their kicking game, different guys are playing. It's kind of the nature of it over the course of a long season. Guys are banged up, different guys are playing. So without getting into too many specifics, I think the DNA of the team is very similar. They do a lot of the same kinds of things, but a lot of different guys are playing.
With the way Forbath has kicked here in these two games, is there any regret to not make a move earlier when Brett was struggling?
Again, you try to make your best decisions for your team at the time, and Brett had done a really good job for us at different points, and we're excited to bring Kai in here, and he's handled the job well.
We talked a little bit yesterday about those fourth quarter comebacks in recent years. When you look back to those, and Dak set records for most fourth quarter comebacks in the league in a certain period of time, what was the key to coming through at the end of the game like that?
Oh, I think it's always about just simply executing in all phases of your team. I mean, that's what the game comes down to. Do you get the job done? Do you execute? Do you make the third down? Do you go down and score the touchdown? Do you make the stop on defense? Do you do what you need to do in the kicking game, make the field goal, whatever? And so that's what it will always come down to. And you want to be able to handle yourself well at those critical moments. And, we've done a good job in that in the past. Sometimes this year we have not done a good enough job, and that's always a point of emphasis for us.
No one really knows if this is Jason Witten's last game or not, but what has he meant, last regular season game, what has he meant to this team, and how has he performed for you this year?
Well, it's well documented. Witt's a very, very special guy. One of the great players ever to play in this league, one of the great players ever to play for this franchise. Has everything to do with the approach that he takes, the kind of guy he is, his mentality as a player, the consistency of his performance over 16 years it's unbelievable. It ranks up there with anybody who's ever played in this league. And he's just a rare guy. He's an incredible example to everybody who's around him every day about how to approach it, how to be a pro, and then how to perform at a high level. So he's come back this year and done a really nice job for us. Obviously, strange circumstances not playing last year, but worked really hard in the off season, got himself physically ready to play, and has handled the work really well.
Has his performance surprised you in any way, or knowing you knew what he was about, but having that year off at that age and coming back, there is some question about what a player can do.
Yeah, again, I've been so fortunate to be around him for a lot of years, and my level of faith, confidence, and belief in him is as high as it can be. And it's documented just what he does day after day after day, and that's what gives you that strong belief and confidence. And he's come back and he's been exactly who he's been for a long time, playing the game at a very high level. Nobody's more invested in it. Nobody cares about it more than he does. Nobody plays any harder. He's just one of those rare guys, and he continues to perform as a blocker, continues to perform as a receiver when he gets opportunities.
On a similar note, how would you describe Sean Lee's season this year, and what does it mean to see him healthy for an entire season?
Yeah, Sean's been fantastic, and Sean has all those same qualities that I described with Witten. You know, hard-working guy, absolutely loves the game. Nobody's more passionate about it. Nobody's more prepared than he is. He's a really instinctive player, but his preparation and his instincts make him a rare guy. And did a great job getting his body right, keeping it right all year long, and was ready for any opportunity. You know, Sam linebacker, you know, early on in the year, now playing Will and just doing a great job for us. And again, a rare guy. Great examples of his teammates and his coaches.
Jason talked about appreciating the moments, being back, smelling the roses a little bit. Have you noticed that at all about him during the course of the season, where he's kind of had a different level of appreciation for what the game means to him in any kind of way?
Yeah, you know, if that's the case, it's not like he's blogging about it. You know, he's pretty locked in, and so if those thoughts are going through his mind, I think he's keeping them to himself. But you know, to me, being around him for a long time, he's always approached it that way. It's always been about this day, this moment, and putting everything into it, and that's what's made him such a special player.
I think consistency in approach and just personality is one of the more underrated qualities of some of the great players that have been in this league. Just the ability to do
no
it.
question. You can't be a great player if you're not a consistent player. There have been a lot of flash players who have played in this league for a long time, and they do great things, and they go back the other way. And the great players, the guys who have those gold jackets, are consistent, and they play the game at a consistently high level, week in and week out, year in and year out. And that's what makes them great. The two guys you just talked about, Sean Lee and Jason Witten, are great examples of that.
Jason, this is the final regular season game on your contract. What's the significance of that in your mind, and what approach have you taken?
Yeah, same approach as I've always taken. Don't really think much about that stuff. Come to work today and do everything I can to help our team have a great Thursday and our preparation for Sunday. And that's what we try to instill in our football team, that kind of mentality and that kind of focus.
When do you think about your future?
Not a whole lot.
When will you?
I guess at some point in the future. That's an ender, right? Yeah, good to see you guys.
Perfect.